lately, I've been getting really bad sleep. I would wake up in the middle of the night at 4 a.m., stay up for a couple of hours, and then eventually go back to sleep and wake up at 9 a.m. Some nights, I'd be fortunate enough to sleep through the night, but be woken up by my alarm and just feel unrested, even if I've slept 8 hours. Then I came across a study that states,
and tragically for both of those individuals, Thatcher and Reagan, succumbed to the disease of Alzheimer.
Many people live by the motto, sleep when you're dead. But doctors say eternal rest may come sooner than expected if sleep isn't a priority.
I'd wake up and just be tired still.
Diane said she was doing it all until one day it all stopped.
And I didn't feel bad, and so then I ended up having a massive stroke at 35 years old.
The shorter your sleep, the shorter your life. Short sleep predicts all-cause mortality.
I'm sorry, I can die from this? What was initially a mild concern for my mood and productivity throughout the day took a sharp turn to being a matter of life and death. Being the hypochondriac that I am, I thought, I really need to get it together. I need to fix my sleep. So my goal is to start waking up at 6:30. That is the ideal time because I want time to work out in the mornings, make my coffee, and have time to meditate or read and take advantage of as much daylight as possible in the wintertime. I feel like all those things make a huge difference for me in terms of my productivity. Also, it is winter and the sun sets at 5 p.m. and I need sunlight for my sanity and happiness. I'm like a plant. So that is the goal, is to wake up at 6:30 and ideally still feel refreshed and well rested throughout the day, and ideally not die. Okay, so I'm almost done with my workday, which, by the way, welcome to my office. And I think the first thing I'm gonna try is just by getting enough sleep. The solid 8 hours. On days where I go to the gym, I like to wake up at 7 a.m. So that means I should be in bed, math, by 11. It's been my mission to kill the really old stuff in our pantry. And one of them is this gluten-free brown rice pasta. Take full responsibility for them. Kurt wants nothing to do with them, with good reason.
They're so much worse than normal pasta.
Something wrong with the texture.
Brown rice is good by itself, but whatever this is not. It's like worse than pasta and brown rice.
What is congealing on my pasta? Hoping this will save it. This vegan pesto from Trader Joe's. It's so good. Just seeing it side by side.
Just show this. What in the world came out of these noodles? That's disgusting.
Okay, but for real, after the basil, it wasn't that bad. I was also hungry. It is around 11:15 p.m. and I am about to go to sleep. Kurt's not in here yet because he usually goes to bed a little later, but see how I feel tomorrow. Good night, guys. This morning I woke up at 7 a.m. I went to bed at around 11, but I woke up feeling like half asleep and I felt dizzy waking up. I was putting on my gym clothes and I felt like I could just like curl back up in the closet and just sleep right there. Then I decided I probably wasn't in the best condition to drive. My gym is about 10 minutes away. So I went back to sleep. I woke back up at around 8:30. It wasn't as bad as I thought. And then I headed to the gym. I don't get it. I slept 8 hours. Maybe I'm one of those people that needs more than 8 hours of sleep. I know everyone needs different amounts of sleep to feel rested. I have to say, if you're one of those people that only needs 6 to 7 hours of sleep to function, I hate you. Just kidding, but I'm very jealous. Hello, welcome to a very sun-kissed Patty. The sun is setting, it's only 4:30, but I looked it up on why I woke up so groggy this morning, and I think what is happening is I am waking up during deep sleep. That could explain why I felt so groggy and unrested this morning. Deep sleep is the stage where dreaming occurs and the brain is able to store memories, replenish energy, build and repair muscles, all very important things, and that's the exact cycle that one should never interrupt. Great. A little life update, by the way. I recently started walking dogs. This is something I've been thinking about doing for a while, like years, but I just never did it because I always told myself I didn't have time and there were more important things like work. But this year I have a huge focus on just doing things that make me happy and for no other reason. And what finally pushed me was I was chatting with a friend the other day and I told her how much I love walking and it's just so great for my mental health. And I love dogs, so why not combine the two? Yeah, It just seemed like a no-brainer. So I signed up for this dog walking app. I'm sad I spent majority of my life not doing this. I get to spend time with dogs. They get a walk-in. I get a walk-in. It's just a win-win. I feel like half the time I'm just checking out dog profiles even though I can't walk them. Like, look at this sweet face. I am changing into my dog walking clothes because I am actually allergic to dogs. What a curse. So yeah, that's why I have clothes that are dedicated just for dog walking. And then as soon as I get home, I change into my normal clothes. The dog I'm walking today is Dev. He is a under a year old golden doodle. I'm so excited. That's the kind of dog that I would probably want when Kurt and I do get a dog because they have personalities like golden retrievers. And I just love golden retrievers. They're such great family dogs and they're hypoallergenic. Good boy. Trying to play catch with them with the tennis ball, but I think he just wants his toy. Ready, Dev? Go get it. Can you bring it back, Dev? I'm worried because he hasn't pooped yet and I just don't want him to poop in the house, but he doesn't want to leave the park. Dev, can you sit? Can you sit for me? Can you give me, no? Can you give me a paw? They say your morning routine starts the night before. This is a habit that was perhaps the hardest to break for me, which is to get to bed on time. I was planning to wake up at 7 a.m., but when the time came to actually get ready for bed, this is the way it usually goes down. I obsess over tidying up, even though the kitchen is already clean. I ignore my alarm reminding me to start heading into the bedroom. And the next thing I know, it's 11:30, sometimes midnight, by the time I'm actually in bed. I love that this has no added sugar too. It's really good. So the other day my friend told me about this app called Sleep Cycle. The cool thing about it is it tracks your sleep and it wakes you up when it detects that you're no longer in your deep sleep cycle. So let's just use it together here. I want to wake up at 7 a.m. Wake up easy between 6:30 and 7. So apparently they have this thing called the wake up phase. So if my wake up time is 7 a.m., it'll wake me up sometime between 6:30 to 7. That way it gives you ample time to reach your lightest sleep phase and wake up fresh and rested. Yes, please. I'm so excited to try this. I will keep you guys posted. We got Ben Platt, Grow As You Go playing. We have a Kirk, and we got a new recipe. I've been seeing that TikTok recipe with the salmon and sriracha mayo seaweed, and I can't eat salmon, so I'm gonna attempt it with tilapia. Best time of the day! Yeah. Dinner! Kurt usually makes the veggies, and it looks so aesthetic. I usually do the food from the stove, and this is how it turned out.
It looks great.
It looks like shit, but it's really good. This tilapia is so good. It is just a little after 9:30. My alarm rang at 9:30 to remind me to start getting ready for bed. And instead of dismissing it like I usually do, I hit snooze, which I'm working on not doing that. But hitting snooze means it'll just keep bugging me until I get my butt in the bedroom. And it worked. It is only 9:45 and I'm in the bedroom and I'm about to get ready for bed so I can get to sleep by 11. This is nuts. This morning, the app woke me up at 6:45. I set my alarm for 7 the latest. And remember, it wakes me up within a 30-minute time window. So I guess 6:45 was when I was in my lightest sleep cycle. It's 3 p.m. in the afternoon right now, and I felt awake all day. Okay, everything is going well. I'm getting to bed on time, sleeping 8 hours, and not waking up in a deep sleep cycle. However, I still have a lot of trouble waking up early, especially on Mondays after the weekend. I feel like I'm doing all the right things, but I still feel tired all the time. Then I learned what was perhaps more important than sleep quantity was sleep quality. How well was I really sleeping? And I learned the key to that was consistency, and I was definitely not consistent. This morning I woke up at 8:30 a.m., which is way later than I wanted to wake up. I completely forgot to set my alarm last night because we were at a friend's place till late, and by the time I got in bed I just knocked out. I slept 8 hours, but I feel so tired still, like almost jet lagged for the lack of a better word. Normally I would wake up at around 7 a.m., but on weekends I was sleeping till 9, sometimes 9:30. The wide gap between wake up times can cause something called sleep jet lag. Similar to jet lag when traveling, sleep jet lag occurs when your circadian rhythm is disrupted due to drastic variations in your wake up time. This explains why even when I sleep in and get 8 to 9 hours of sleep on the weekends, I still feel tired on those days.
Close your eyes. Get some rest.
Okay, not to ruin the aesthetics, but I always transfer my coffee on a to-go coffee mug like this because I am a slow drinker and this keeps it nice and warm for me. And I am currently watching Hannah Van Branta. She's a very bubbly vlogger from Hong Kong, and I am trying to study up on my Cantonese before we go. The before of Kurt before the haircut. Okay, this laundry situation has gotten so out of hand. It's been 4+ days since I did laundry, and this pile has just been sitting there. And whenever I needed something, I just like dig through the pile and grab that one thing. I feel like laundry is like a never-ending task. You either fold it the day of that you do it, or it's just there for the entire week. Anyways, I'm finally gonna tackle it. I'm gonna be an adult today.
Baby, I think I'm finally starting to get you.
I need to make room. Just to fold. Okay.
But in the morning, she's pulling off her clothes in the bathroom.
Looks like we washed a USB-C converter. One time I freaked out because I couldn't find my AirPods for the life of me. And then a few days later, I found out that I washed them in the washer. They were in my jean pockets, and surprisingly, they still worked. Also, found another fun object that we washed. I can't tell you how many times we've washed music picks. Probably every load we've washed at least one music pick. Wait, what am I saying? Guitar pick. Here, Kurt, I washed these for you.
I'm glad this is clean.
Awesome! New haircut, who dis? You look so good!
What about this self-confident girl? Guess you really need to be with her.
I came in here for one thing.
She's so clever and so strong.
I went in there only needing Zyrtec and paper, and somehow I walked out with 2 pillows and plants and a bunch of other stuff. This has been my favorite drink from Starbucks. It's the iced sugar oatmeal shaken espresso, something like that. I got a decaf. That's something I've been doing, is to cut off my caffeine time earlier. I recently learned that caffeine has a half-life of 8 to 10 hours. So lately I've been trying to get to bed at 10:30. So I've been trying to cut my caffeine at least 10 hours before then. So since it is like 3 p.m., I got it decaf and it is just as good. Sometimes I just wake up in the middle of the night think ever since I started doing that, I've been sleeping through the night. We've made it to Friday, you guys. It is Friday night. And as tempting as it is to sleep in tomorrow, I think I'm still going to try to wake up at 7 a.m. I recently listened to Sam Harris's podcast with sleep scientist Matthew Walker about sleep health and how to get better sleep. And he mentioned this thing that was really interesting called sleep restriction. Essentially, he says one of the key ways to improving sleep quality is to practice sleep restriction. And here's how it works. You set up a consistent wake-up time and you stick to that wake-up time even on days where you sleep later, or it's the weekend, or you wake up in the middle of the night, which I am all the above those things. This might mean that you sleep less on certain days, but it also trains your body to sleep more efficiently when you do sleep. And over time, your body learns to wake up at the same time every day, no matter the circumstances. I woke up at 6:30 this morning. I've never been awake this early on a weekend. It's like a whole different world out here. I set my alarm for 6:30 to 7 and it decided to wake me up at 6:30 because apparently that was the lightest part of my cycle and I feel great. I actually felt myself waking up a little bit before the alarm rang, which I read as a great sign because it means your body's getting enough sleep. So yay, no dying. Yeah. You guys, it's been 7 straight days since I've been waking up at 6:30 a.m. And there was one thing in particular that I think made the biggest difference. Sleeping with the shades up lets the light in, and I recently learned that our circadian rhythms are heavily influenced by light. This is the craziest thing. Even when our eyes are closed, the photoreceptors in our retina can still detect light, which then sends these signals to our brains to then start producing serotonin and cortisol, which are the hormones that help us feel awake, and to stop producing melatonin, which are the hormones that induces sleep. Aside from the consistency, I feel like that was the biggest thing that's helped me feel awake and alert when I wake up, because in some ways I'm waking up with the light as opposed to an alarm. Hello, I'm Kurt. In the 8 years that I've known Kurt, I feel like I've never seen him physically wake up before 9 a.m., which isn't a bad thing, but I just never seen you conscious before that time. How have you been feeling ever since we started sleeping with the blinds open?
Well, I've been awake at like 8, so that's nice. I get to have my morning tea at a normal hour. Yeah, honestly, it feels great. It's just really nice to wake up early. I don't think I'll ever actually become a morning person, but I can see how, people like you are into that.
Thanks for doing it with me. Or being involuntarily swept into this.
No, I'm so down.
Since this experiment, I've consistently been waking up at 6:30. Even on days when we have game nights and I go to sleep later, like at 1 a.m., I've learned that a consistent wake-up time is key to this journey. I'm now enjoying my morning routine, and I feel good doing it. Let's go seize the day.
Holding you still.